Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner studio, and with me today, Robbie Boyer. Robbie is the Public Works Director for the town of Front Royal.
Yes, sir.
Public Works is that the biggest department we have? We want to, other than schools is county,
for the town, yes, we are the biggest.
You have a lot of people working for you.
Yeah, Public Works has 8 departments within Public Works. Yes, sir.
And you're the director of over all of them?
Yes, sir.
That's a lot.
We stay busy.
It gets the most complaints too, so
we get a lot of those too.
I was talking to town manager Stephen Hicks a few weeks ago, and I said, Stephen, when are we going to get the roads paved? I said, I'm beating my little bitty car up and just tearing it up. He said, guess what? He said, it starts next week or week after next. I said, well, I want to talk to Robbie about it because we want to spread the word and let people know it is coming. And they're there today. Today is Monday the 18th. Yep. And I was out looking around to see if they really started, and they did.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about this project that we're working on.
So we have several infrastructure projects going on this year. We're going to do about $3 million in paving, some primary, some secondary roads. Of course, we started today on Norfolk Avenue where we did the water line upgrade.
Right, yeah, that was the worst one right now, I think.
Yeah, well, it gets the most traffic being a primary road. Of course, we had some sewer work for I&I, so we got that done. And then, of course, we did the water line upgrade. So hopefully, if the weather works out this week, we'll do a lane a day and be done by the end of the week paving. And then next week, hopefully, get the line painting and all that done, depending on the contractors, line painter. But we're doing 9,000 foot of curb and gutter currently.
Yes, I see that.
With another contractor, so that way we can pave those streets. We got about 6,700 foot of water line out to bid right now for Manassas and Braxton, 2 sections we're doing. We're getting ready to do another section on John Marshall Highway, about 600 feet of 12-inch pipe. We got 2 pressure reducing vaults. We got one out that's already been out to bid and awarded, and then we got another one getting ready to go out. So we got several infrastructure projects. We're hoping this round while the pavers is here to do between 8 streets, and then we're trying to do some more this fall once we get some more of the I&I and the curb and gutter installed.
Right.
But yes, it's going to be a big year for infrastructure, that's for sure.
It's good. We have to get all this stuff done, the preliminary stuff, to get ready to pave, or if we don't, we're just going to dig it back up again.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, the redundant water line, we had the pre-construction meeting for it tomorrow. Or pre-bid meeting, but then, like you said, the I&I, we're getting ready to put out another phase of that, and we figure it's probably going to be about $7 million worth of work.
Right.
That's a lot of tore up streets, and stuff, and that's what, we try to, get people to understand, unfortunately there's dirt and there's mud and there's noise, but when it rains, eventually you won't have to worry about sewer backups, and, and that's less water that we're treating, chemicals and electric, this money's not wasted.
Sure.
And plus, like you said, when you go to pave, you want to make sure, all the storm drains, all the water, everything's good before you pave over.
Well, I don't think the public really realizes that when we get these rains, that water has to go somewhere. We think it just goes on out into the river. Well, we got to run it through the plant first.
Yeah.
And we're trying to treat stormwater, and that's or infiltration that gets into the sewer system. We do have a separate stormwater drain, and then we have sewer drain. Is that correct?
Yes, we don't. Yeah, we have a separate system. We don't have a combined, there's a few in the state, but ours is separate. But where we get the water, it's like you said, the I&I, the infiltration,
right, from
or the
people's yards, the groundwater seeps in these old pipe, these old what's called orange clay,
Orangeburg, broken clean out caps, or we try to catch any downspouts. We have ran across downspouts tied to sump pumps tied into the sewer. That dumps a lot of water when it rains.
That used to be the thing years ago. Oh, put your things into your drain there. It'll keep you from flooding your yard. And
so we try
everybody did it. And now we say, get that out of there.
So now, thankfully, with smoke testing, and Cameron and stuff, we catch a lot of that. Like I said, you take a roof, that's a lot of water in a big rainstorm dumping straight into the sewer.
Put a 55-gallon drum there on your downspout and see how quick it fills up from the rain. It really. People used to, collect their water in cisterns and stuff, and still do. And you can fill enough water for your whole house just from the rain.
Yep, you're right. Yeah, I mean, like I said, then we have to treat that. So we have the chemical cost, the electric cost, the labor cost. So
and the fines that we've got for running over, because the plant can only handle so much water.
Yep.
That's the thing they don't realize. They just think it's like endless, but there's a limit.
Now, if you have a permit from the state, if you're over that, and if you have to bypass anything, you have to report that within 24 hours. Yep, you're right.
And then, because when you bypass it, you bypass everything that's coming in, sewage and rainwater.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
That's not good. People down, we're drinking the water downstream, because if Luray does it to us, we're getting that. We got to treat it again because now it's got more stuff in it, right?
Yep, you're absolutely right. Yeah, we was just got an email today. We were going back and forth with DQ and our consultant that helps with our I&I, and that's what they were saying. These last couple of rounds of I&I we've done for the peak flows, we've cut out about 30% with the work we've done already in peak.
That's a little bit increments adds up, doesn't it?
Yeah, when you take 30% of millions of gallons, that's
a lot.
it adds
like
up.
Real water, right?
Yep, you're right. It does. It adds up.
Well, that'll make it. You'll probably see that in the flow because you monitor all these things. You'll see the numbers as it gradually starts changing. And
oh yeah, well. You take yesterday. I mean, we had some bad, hard rains quick, and the 8th Street Bridge it had got up. We had some other issues with trees, but all of them, we didn't have any manholes overflows. The plant was good, so that just shows you that things are starting to work and heading the right direction.
That's good. That's what we want.
Yeah.
It's a slow process, and people just have to have patience. But we need to start. Every once in a while, we'll hammer on you a little bit to say what's going on, and I think that's good. And I think the town wants to get the word out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We've been sharing all the notices and having you come in here and tell us about all the things we're going to do. But at least we're milling the road too. We're just not putting it on top of the.
No, we're taking it down like rural. Because that gets a lot of traffic. There was areas the base was just bad, so we're over milling it and then going to put a new base down and then new topping. But yeah, it is. And we have some other stuff that we've applied for VDOT funding coming up. So hopefully, like the next phase of Happy Creek Road.
Right.
So we're waiting to see. We've finished the final application for that.
Right.
So we're kind of curious to see. Hopefully,
offhand, how many miles of road do we have in the town limits?
I want to say it's 124 of secondary, and I can't remember the primaries because we get more money for primaries than we do secondary. We get about $2.25 million a year in maintenance money from VDOT.
That's where our gasoline tax money goes, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But,
or some money.
Yeah. So
shared revenue.
Because primary roads, we can apply for other funding like smart scale, revenue sharing, or some of them. Secondary roads, the only thing we can use is maintenance money.
Right,
so that's, it kind of makes it harder. So that's why we're trying to split it up and catch some of these side streets that have been in bad shape all these years.
They've been dug up. And like you say, then they're in the lowest priority sometimes to get some things done. So you got to look at which road's been dug up the most. Is that kind of how?
Yeah, well, some of them, if you let them go much longer, there's nothing left. So you try to catch them before they get too so far they're gone. It's just no.
Right, because when you see these cracks and stuff in the road, that's a place for water to get down in there. That's why you see where they go through and seal up cracks sometimes.
It's like slurry sealing,
that's really the purpose of that, isn't it?
Yep.
Kind of protect the road for a few more years.
Put a Band-Aid on. Yeah, pretty much.
That's a good idea.
I mean, I hate to say, but so you can get to the funding or get to do it. Yeah.
Give us the update on our. Fiasco with the crosswalks and line painting there. I know that's what I'm going to call it because I sent a message to Stephen Hicks and I said, "What is going on with this?" I said,
So we tried to work out with the thermo contractor and line painter. We've dealt with them for years.
Sure.
I don't know why they tried something different this year, but we talked to VDOT. VDOT also gave us some information to go back to them and told me they need to fix it. We'd work with them. They wouldn't do nothing, so we sent them a letter to cure. So more likely we want to send up, we'll get to it, putting out another contract and stuff. But
so it's on the process of being repaired because it's you got new paint on top, but the hole they dug wasn't, it's like they milled it. I mean,
it's exactly, So
they got a little zealous with the milling machine, I think. And,
unfortunately, everything's got that process of so many days for this and that.
Oh, I know it does.
So we're riding out the process so we can get to the point to where we can do something, make it better.
You think we'll do that by winter time?
Oh yeah, I hope so. Yep. I would think definitely.
Yeah. It's important. We've got a lot of money tied up in infrastructure. People don't realize how much money we got buried in the ground.
Yeah, we do. I mean, you figure just look at when we upgraded the wastewater plant, $40-some million, and then we done the water plant, a few years ago. But it is. You're right.
Right.
We like I said, we have the redundant water line coming in the next round of I&I. So it is. That's a lot of money.
A lot of money. And of course, some of these things are mandated by the state and the feds. As far as like what we have to clean up, and I heard rumors that, the next round is coming around again. Now we're going to get estrogen out of the waters and, because we're sterilizing the fish from birth control pills.
I say pharmaceutical. Yeah, that's been a big thing the last few years. Yeah, we had to change some codes a while back. Of course, any like industrial or commercial users, they have to get a discharge permit, to discharge in the sewer, so we know what they're discharging, and then we take samples of that and have it tested.
Right.
But you're right, it is. It's getting stricter and stricter. They had a dental rule a while back. So it is. Yeah, every couple weeks.
Yeah, there's a lot. People don't realize that. The dentist office. We have done some work with some dental organizations over the years, and it was just surprisingly like when a dental office closes. That's like a hazardous location. They've got to go in and dig all that plumbing out of there because there's mercury and who knows what's in there. And they got to recover that. They got a lot of rules and regulations in dental offices from years ago they didn't have, and now all of a sudden, we've discovered these things are dangerous and hazardous, and so we're doing it. But it's interesting. There's so much stuff goes on that we don't really realize. I did talk to Stephen, and he was going to push it off on you, and I think he said, well, that's something really good for Robbie to do. So I'm going to tell you what my idea was. And again, I think it goes back to informing the public on how our public works. And that is like when I turn the faucet on, I want to. We don't know where that water comes from or where that water goes. And I think it'd be really interesting if we kind of followed the line, maybe do it in some series of when you turn the water on, where does it come from? Then maybe go down trace it from the river to the plant, and then talk about how all that stuff's done, and maybe do it and within reason, within security reasons. And then maybe same thing when I flush the toilet, where's it go?
Yeah.
And people, I think, would be interested. I'm interested in it, and I think I've been over to the plant, and I was talking to, when we went to that retirement program over there, and I said, boy, don't even smell in here. And the guy says, if it smells, there's a problem.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. I thought all sewer plants smell.
Yeah, we have, we actually have odor scrubbers, and a lot
you
of times.
You don't smell anything in the sewer plant. So it's, like you said, if I can smell it, there's a problem.
So, Yep. No, you're right.
Never thought of that. Never knew that.
But no, that's a good point. Yeah, it is. Because, if you think about it, you treat it on one side out of the river, then you just, put it through distribution.
Right.
And then it's used, you treat it again, and then like you said, put it back.
Is it really true that the water coming out of the sewer plant's better than the water coming in?
That's what they say. I'm not drinking it, but that's what they say. Yeah. Enough testing is done, or so much,
as much to be as pure as it's drinkable.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Potable, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
So supposedly that's what it is. But again, if we're not careful with it, we're putting the drinking water for the next community down back into the river, just like we want everybody to do it.
It's a team effort. Everybody's got in our community's got to do their own part. Yeah, right. That's for sure.
So we don't want to flush drugs down the toilet. Don't put anything down there that doesn't belong, right?
Yeah.
Nothing extra. And so we have all sorts of ways now to collect drugs and things. In the old days, just flush those down the toilet. Flush everything down the toilet.
Yeah, a lot of places now, even the PD has a drop box where you can take them down and drop them, and they dispose of them.
No question asked, just stick it in there and do it. So there's a lot of things like that we just need to be more conscious of what we're doing and think about. That's why I was interested to say, like, where the flow of stuff goes, where our electricity, how do we, even though I know we redistribute the electric that we buy, but maybe there's a little idea of, we get some stuff from AMP and just kind of talk about, it's more involved than just turning the light switch on.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of, look at these 42 people I got working over here to keep the lights on, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it'd be good for the organization, but it'd be good for our community to kind of know the people that are actually keeping the lights on, keeping the water flowing, and keeping our utilities working. Try to live without it.
Yeah.
And all the way from the person that picks up the trash to the person that does, something else in public, paves the road, but they're all important. And that's another thing, our trash collection. And, we don't have our local landfill really anymore. We send our trash out to, is it going down to Page County? Is that?
Well, we take it to Warren County Transfer Station.
Okay,
and then they call it. But but then they take it to Battlefield.
We don't have a landfill any longer in Warren County. So people don't realize. They just think go throw it in the trash can.
We have our own sign shop. They make all of our signs and all in-house.
Yeah, we know that because we make signs here, and they can rob our business. No, you only make signs for the town.
We do. You're right. Yep, only for the town. Yep. So, but a lot of people don't know that though. We'll get asked that a lot where we buy our signs, and stuff. Yep, you're right. Yeah.
I seen the signs you all did for the George Banks Boulevard. That was really a.
For the up. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. And then it was a nice gesture to give Cornelia her own sign. I thought that was. Maybe you weren't supposed to do that, but anyway, I think it's cool. You did.
Yeah, well.
And it was a nice momentum, and it's something to do. But you're able to do that in a couple of days and knock it out.
Yeah,
put it up. That's good.
Yeah.
That's like I read somewhere where the VDOT was, they quit putting the 420 signs on the highway, the mileage markers, because they couldn't keep them up there. Everybody's stealing the 420 signs. And I said, what's 420? I don't know. Anyway, we know what it's now. But so now it's 419.
That nobody wants them then.
So just little things like that. But back to the paving, and I think it's great. We're working on it. This project will last about 2 weeks on Royal Avenue.
Yeah, and then we got some other streets we're going to jump to, and then also actually one I forgot is on West Duck Street. We had some storm drain there that was failing under the road. So actually, yesterday during the rain, it had sank in, and it just happened to be they were going to start today, so that was perfect timing.
That was good timing, yeah.
Yep. So they're out there today working. GEI is, and then probably next 2-3 weeks that'll all be replaced and the curb put back in. Then we're going to pave.
I noticed that we've had that flood in Southern Virginia. Water can do some serious damage. It doesn't take very much water to move a car down the road or anything else, or to erode a street or a road. There was one down here on 11th Street where we had a leak or something where it almost created a sinkhole down there.
Well, it was old galvanized pipe. It was just gone, just rotted apart.
And all of a sudden the water just ate it out into a swimming hole.
Thankfully we've gotten all that one done. We got everything we needed, and as far as easements and stuff, and we got all the pipe in. So that's all pretty well wrapped up now down through their yards and stuff.
It don't take long. A lot of water comes out of that pipe before you can. Sometimes there's just not a shutoff valve on every street corner.
No, when like you said, rainwater's going to go someplace no matter what.
Yeah.
It's going to. It's going to go.
They call that natural water flow. That's what they keep telling me.
Yep. Natural water flow or sheet flow. Yep.
Yeah, that's what they say. Robbie, I appreciate you coming in.
Yes, sir.
We're going to
appreciate you having me.
We'll probably get one of these projects. We'll come out on the street like we did over here in this curb you did. That was great.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people looked at that and appreciated expanding that. It's about time. We really needed more turn lane, and that was a good project. You did it all in-house.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we did.
And it turned out really good. The landscaping got fixed, and they did a great job. So does that fall under your category, too, the horticulture?
Yep, it does.
They do a great... Is it John that does all the watering?
John McDonald,
He loves those flowers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can tell. I mean, you sound like, you're sitting there watering, but it's tedious to go through there and do that.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, what are you putting in those things? He said, it's my secret recipe, got some Miracle Grow or something he's got in, because them petunias, they just go crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So it takes a lot of water, but he does. He
does a very good job.
But, and you can tell he likes to do it.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. And you had the lady that just retired that was your horticulturist,
Ann.
Yeah. She loved what she was doing, too.
Yeah.
She did a lot. I could see her out there pulling weeds. I said...
Yeah, she did. She did. She was very...
Right hands-on.
Yep, I was going to say, very involved, yep.
So that's good. That's hard. Again, hard to get people like that. But let's talk about, real quick before we cut off here, job openings. You have job openings in your department?
We have several. Both treatment plants, our street department, water and sewer. Just about each department we do. Yep.
So we got to click. There's a ad on the Royal Examiner, and you can go to the town website. There's employment, but like I said, some of these jobs are really good jobs. I mean, and you work in the plant, you can be licensed, and there's some.
It's almost like an apprentice program.
Yep, it is, and you can learn
up.
A skill that you can take. If you do move or relocate, you've got a skill that's usable almost anywhere in the country.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good place to learn if you don't know what you're doing and
you
want to try to get something other than sitting around and working at 7-Eleven. This is a great opportunity to. Nothing wrong with working at 7-Eleven, But,
well, and like you said, with the water and sewer, people's always got to have water and sewer.
Yeah.
And I mean that's something there's always going to be a demand for. Absolutely.
So, is there any requirements? It's like a high school diploma.
It is. You have to have a driver's license. You have to be 18, and you have to have a high school diploma or GED.
All right, and pick up 40 pounds.
And I think for the plants it's like 30 or 40 or maybe 50.
Yeah.
But
okay, all right.
And but it is. But like I said, we have streets. About every department. We have some
openings almost everywhere.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a job, check it out.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Glad to have it.
Most of these jobs all have benefits, don't they?
State retirement, Virginia State retirement.
People really don't put enough emphasis on their retirement, but when you're 55, if you're young and you start off at age 55, I think it is, you can retire pretty much.
Yeah, it depends on what plan. Some of them's 30 and 50.
Yeah, if you get a 30 and 50.
Yeah.
Basically, someone said, if it equals 80, I can retire. Yeah, something like that. And so you could take a retirement young and turn around and be young enough to go work somewhere else for another retirement.
Yep.
But retirement is important. And right now, the town and the county and the government type stuff are the ones that are really supporting the retirement industry, I think, because their checks don't bounce yet.
Let's hope not. Yeah.
But it is important. When those 20 years will go by so fast. Oh, yeah. You said you've been here 22 years.
October, yeah.
Yeah, and you look back and
it doesn't feel like 10, I can tell you.
I know. Yeah. Now, wait till next year.
Maybe.
Like more. But, at 30, you'll be here in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And it's just so fast. So if you're thinking about, retirement, don't poo-poo these jobs, even though the pay not be where you think it might be. The benefit package adds up to lots of money.
It does. Good insurance, like you said.
Give it a few years. You got to do some investment.
Yeah.
but it will come around. So take a look at the jobs that they have in public works. That'd be great. Again, Robbie, thanks so much for
Yep.
coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Sure.